Did you miss me? It's been 2 weeks. This is clue number 8 of the Mystery Crochet-Along. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. Today we're experiencing clue number 8 of our Mystery Afghan that we're working. You're starting to see this Afghan together. I'm sure that you've seen photographs of other people completing this on Facebook. If you're still late to the party, you can get involved at any time. You still have a month after we finish off this crochet along in order to submit a final photo in order to get into the free gifts that we have lined up for one lucky person. Now today is clue number 8 and we have 2 rounds that we'd like to complete on the entire border itself. These borders, when you look at them, are no-brainers. Absolutely no-brainers. I have to say most of you will probably be done by the end of the night as well, and you can really start to see this coming together. But this border is just the start of something really exquisite. So without further ado, let's get started on clue number 8. So here's a preview on what it's going to look like at the end of this tutorial today. We're going to do 2 rounds just like so. You can see there's beautiful just single crochet just like so, and then there is crisscross treble crochet just like this, and it is really simple, very easy, and we are using colors A and B today. B is started with so that you'll have it so it's consistent all the way around regardless on the joining braid that you started with, and it looks really amazing at this point. So this is what it looks like, and so let's carry on with this tutorial today. Currently this is what you have, and we now have to then do a border around your entire Afghan. Now last 2 weeks we have been actually putting everything together just like so. So you'll have a braided join where everything is coming together, and then it's more the outside. Remember that I told you to concentrate to make sure that you have your 10 gapping spaces, because that's going to make a difference in this particular round. Today's tutorial we're going to be doing 2 rounds of the mystery, and let's get started right now and let's determine our colors first. So here's our mystery. We're going to be starting off in the one corner. You can start on any corner. Remember, your entire Afghan will have been put together by this point, so you can just any corner that you wish, as long as you're just following it along. But look at this. You'll notice that there's single crochets into each one of these gapping spaces. That's how easy it is. And then the only game changer is right where they're joining together. You're just going to put 2 and 2 only. And so you just have to worry about that. And then when we come around, we're going to do a crisscrossing effect with another yarn. So we're going to be starting off today's color. We're going to be starting off with color A. Why are we starting off with color A? Well, it seems like it makes sense. We've used all the other colors to do all the joining and the braid work. So we're going to do color A so that it gives us a nice contrast difference, and then we're going to move on to color B. And let's get started right now. So let's begin. I'm going to do a slip knot to do my join, and again, if you have another way, you're more than welcome to do so. So we're going to go right into the very corner of your Afghan, and all of the squares will be put together. So just going right into a corner, and let's just do a join. So just insert, grab these 2 strands, pull them over, and then just pull through to fasten on. So let's begin. We're going to do our first one, and I'm just going to let that straggler down fall, the loose end, and or the end of the yarn, and I'm just going to chain 1 first, and then I'm going to do 5 single crochets into the same gapping space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So every time you're on a corner of this particular Afghan, now going all the way around, you're going to want to put 5 in here. So like I already showed you, each one of these gapping spaces are going to get 3 double crochets each. So 1, 2, and 3. So then we just immediately jump to the next one. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we jump to the next one. 1, 2, and 3. And do you see what's happening here? See, these are like peekaboo colors now, just like you see right here. So it makes it a really interesting look. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and I'm just going to keep on going until I get to where the next squares join in. And whenever we're going to run into the next squares, we're just going to do the same thing all the time. So I'm only going to show it to you once. Okay, so just 1, 2, 3. The border going forward is the easiest thing ever. You just got a matter of just doing it. So it's all a downhill slide from here. Everything gets simpler. The braiding is the hardest thing I think on this whole entire project. Okay, and so right now the next one I'm about to run into is the one with the join. So basically one side, you can see the join here, you see the join on the other side. Each one is only gonna get 2 single crochets each. 1 and 2. The other one is 1 and 2. And then we just start off, and your next gapping space is again 3, and you do that all the way until you do it to the corner. So if you have another join in the middle, just do the same thing that I just showed you. It's 1, 2 and 3. So I'm just going to fast forward, get you to the corner, show you again how to turn the corner, and then I'm gonna let you do the rest of this round, and then I'm gonna show you the next one. So I'm coming up to the next corner of the Afghan, and remember the gapping space before, just as normal, 3 single crochets. And then once you're in the corner, it's going to be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then just immediately start into the next gap space for 3. 1, 2 and 3, and go all the way around your Afghan using the principles I just taught you. And then when we come back, we're gonna change colors. We're gonna finish off change colors, and then we'll get you started on the next one. When you get all the way back around, the last gapping space is going to have 3 single crochets as normal, and then we're just going to slip stitch it to the beginning where we started. And then we're just going to fasten this off. So now we've gone all the way around with your color A, and now we're going to go around with color B. So let's fasten this off. Let's hide in our ends, and then let's start on color B next. So let's begin with color B, and we're going to do a crisscross treble just like you see here in the instructions. You will notice, look where we're starting. So we're not actually starting on any of the corners. We're starting on the first one in on the first gap. So you see that there's a slip stitch here. This is your join. Then we're going to chain up 4, and then we're going to then do our crisscross coming into the one right before it, and then just continue along. So we're actually gonna turn this corner completely and then slip stitch it to the top of the chain 4 when we come all the way around. So let's grab our color B and let's get started. And this is a really simple stitch, so I'm just gonna create a slip knot to join. Again, that's my own preference. And so we're just gonna look at it here. You can see that these 5 are part of the corner, so I told you that we're not starting there. We're starting into the first one of the gap. So it'll be the first one right here, and let's just go and just attach this yarn. And then I'm going to let the straggler fall out of place, and I can hide that later, and I'm going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and simply I'm just going to do a crisscross treble, and this is how to do it. To do the crisscross treble, all you're just gonna do is come into the stitch right before it. So just gonna wrap twice, and then I just want to lean it forward and come into the stitch like this. I don't want to come into the front side. I want to come into it from the back. Okay, so just move things forward and then just pull it through, then pull through 2 and 2 and 2, just like so. So let's try this again. So we essentially just go to the next stitch, and then we skip that one and go to the second over. We wrap twice for the treble, and then just treble as normal. And then the next one we wrap twice, and then we go back to the stitch that we skipped. And again, we lean it forward and grab that stitch like that. Okay? And we're gonna do this all the way across. So we wrap twice, we skip the first one, go to the second, and do the treble as normal. And then wrap twice and go back to the one, just leaning everything forward, just like so, and then getting that stitch like so. This is a really clever stitch. It looks really great once it's all done. You just have to put some faith in it, and it's really quite awesome. So skip the first one, go to the second. That's all you have to do. So I'm gonna go all the way across to the first corner. You skip right over the middle section. Just do everything as if that's not even there, because you don't need to worry about it anymore. And we're just gonna be playing from corner to corner to corner at this point for the remainder of this Afghan. So I'll meet you at the first corner and I'll show you what to do. So I'm coming up to all the way to the corner, and I've already done one of the 5. There's actually 5 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the first one is already in there. So what I want to do is that I want to make sure that I'm looking for this middle one here, and I'm going to do my cross treble as always, and then I'm going to do the one that I skipped, and then I'm officially right on the corner itself. So this first one is right in the middle of the 5. To turn the corner accurately, all I just need to do is chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and then I simply come back into the same one that, or sorry, I want to cross over 1. So I'm going to skip this first one and I'm going to go to the second. So the first one is already occupied. Okay, so I'm going into the second one. So we're just going to go into this one as a treble, and so then the one that is I need to treble back into is already taken right here. So I want to go into that same one, so just move things behind. So that one in the corner has actually 2 trebles in it, one for this side of the corner and one for the other. So if I pull everything back, you can see it just like that. So then I just simply just start down the same edge, and again skip 1 and then just treble as normal, and then just come back and then do the other one. So it's just look at that diagram. If you're confused, you just got to make sure that everything is in balance at this point, and that you're using these 2 trebles will be into one of the stitches, and it's actually right in the middle one of the 5. So continue to crisscross treble all the way around this. Use the same knowledge that you just learned for doing the corners, and when we come back we'll fasten off, and that'll be done for today's set of clues. So I'm coming all the way back around, and I'm handling the corner just like I was before. I am just doing my crisscross so far. Okay, so the next one is my corner, and again there is the 5. I want to come into the next one, so I'm got to go do my crisscross as normal. So I've already skipped over 1, and then I come back and do the other one. Okay, so once you have that done, then you chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then coming back in, you see the one that you've last gone into, and there's an empty one here. You go to the next empty, and then crisscross by going to the one that's already filled, which is the same corner one, just like so. And then that concludes off going all the way around. And so what we want to do is that we want to join it to the top of the chain 4 that we started with, just with a like that, and I'm just gonna fasten off and weave in my ends, and basically I've completed an entire 2 rounds with this particular clue. So this is it for today, and join me next week as we go further into the border. So there you have it. You just have to finish 2 rounds of what I've indicated, and then you can wait and join us back next week as we have clue number 9 for the Mystery Crochet-Along. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com.